South Shore. Welcome back to 3rd grade online with Miss Nazaripour. Today I have a treat for you. I have such a beautiful book. We are going to read Flashy, Fantastic Rainforest Frogs. Look how beautiful this frog is. I never knew frogs could be so beautiful. Just like with any book, a good reader, when they're reading nonfiction, is reading that book to learn new things. That's the whole point of nonfiction, and I think that's what makes nonfiction so cool, is that it can teach you so many wonderful things about the world. And one way to make sure that you are thinking about all the things you can learn is to always start by writing down what you know about the topic already, and then if there are any questions that right off the bat you want to know, writing those down too. So we're going to start this lesson by writing down some things that we know and then writing down some things we want to know. We're not going to read this whole book today. We're actually going to read this book over the next 3 or 4 days, and we're going to be really careful that we're learning as much as we can by asking and answering questions. What you'll need for this activity is a pencil and your journal. If you don't have a journal, any piece of paper will do. Grab those things, come on back, and we'll get started. Okay, 3rd grade, the first thing you're going to do right now is you're going to take your blank piece of paper, remembering always to use the next blank page, and you're going to write the date. The date is 4-27-20. The next thing you're going to do is write the title of that beautiful book, and it is Flashy. Remember, the first letter in the title is capital. Fantastic. Again, the first letter of every word is capital. Rainforest. I don't have enough room, so I'm going to go down here. Frogs. Okay, once you have written that, you're going to draw a chart. So your chart is going to look something like this. You're going to draw, remember, this is a functional text, this chart. You're going to draw columns, 2 of them, and column headings. So what that's going to look like is here I'm going to say what I know. Oops, little mistake. They happen. No biggie. What I know. I'm going to make this a column by drawing a line. And you know what? I'm just going to draw that line for now. And what I wonder. I can box it in later. I don't need to do that right now. I want to make sure I have plenty of room. Okay, so once you've done that, I'm going to box this part in my column headings. I'm going to bring this down, but I'm not going to close it off. I'm not going to do that yet because I don't know how much room I need. And I'm going to do a 1. And right here in this box, I want you to write a 1 and then write one thing you already know about frogs. Then, when you've written one thing, draw 2, and write one more thing you already know about frogs. Remember the colors, remember habitats, what are babies called, think about all the things you know. Then write one more at 3. So you should have 3 things that you already know about frogs. Go ahead and pause the video and come back. Okay, 3rd grade, now that you have hopefully paused the video, written down your 3 wonderings and you're back, we're going to start this book by doing a picture walk because these pictures are beautiful. But there's also something I want to point out to you about Flashy, Fantastic Rainforest Frogs. Flashy, Fantastic Rainforest Frogs has beautiful drawings. Look at these gorgeous illustrations. But this is nonfiction, and there's no photographs. There's no captions. There's no headings. The author has decided, for their own purposes, to use these beautiful illustrations and not to use the text features that we normally use. But that's okay. That's the author's choice. But that doesn't make it any less of a nonfiction book. Nonfiction means that we will learn real facts about the world with or without text features. Now, I think text features generally help a reader better understand a well-organized text, but I think you're going to enjoy this nonfiction book and learn things from it even without text features. Okay, so let's get started. Do you see all of these beautiful frogs? Think about how this can help you if you haven't finished what I know, to think about some things that you know. But maybe it's also making you think about some things that you wonder. Look at this. Look at all the different animals in there. Third graders, today we're going to learn about, and this whole week actually, we're going to be learning about animals' habitats. This week and next week, we'll be learning about the different habitats of different frogs and other animals. A habitat is the environment or the place that animals live. So, what do you notice about where this animal, this frog, lives? And what does that make you wonder? More pictures of their habitat. It actually looks like, oops, it looks like somebody's getting eaten there. Looks like this guy's trying to eat somebody. What questions do you have about frogs' diet? It's very different looking frogs. Ooh, look at that guy. Wow, I wonder, doesn't all of these beautiful colors make you wonder why some frogs are so brightly colored? The frogs I have experience with here in the Pacific Northwest and in Florida where I'm from are always typically green. I have never seen frogs these many brilliant colors. Doesn't it make you wonder why they are that color? And this, what's happening here? I see a man. He has some sort of pole. It might be a weapon. Any questions about maybe the relationship between frogs in the rainforest and the indigenous people that live there? Wow. So third graders, I'm really wondering why a frog does this. I have always wondered that, and I hope that we figure that out today or in the next week as we read this book. Not quite sure what I'm looking at there. Oh, look at this. Do you see? These are frogs in the water. And these look like they must be baby frogs. What questions can you come up with about the life cycle of a frog? I wonder why these, oh, doesn't that kind of look like they're in egg sacs? Oh, but these babies, look. These are definitely babies. They're real small, but it seems like they're staying with the mother. I didn't know frogs did that. Again, more brightly beautiful colored frogs. Oh. Okay, I'm real interested in what's going on there. I do wonder about the life cycle of a frog. Maybe you're wondering, do frogs stay with the parents? I know I am now. I didn't think they did. Oh, well, that's definitely some sort of doctor or scientist, I can tell by his stethoscope. I do have to wonder how frogs can help scientists or doctors. Again, more brightly colored frogs in the rainforest. Lots of the other animals. Oh, and there is an index. So here I can see that if I wanted to learn about blue poison frog, I'd learn to page 28. The canopy is on page 5 and 6. Croaking, disappearance of frogs, eggs. I knew we were going to talk about eggs. I saw all those pictures. Webbed feet, food. So if you have any questions about the diet, you would go to page 9 or 24. Forest destruction of, oh, that means the destruction of the forest. Glass frogs, horned frogs, mating, poison dart frogs, predator protection from predators, protective coloration. Oh, that's where we're going to learn about why frogs have those beautiful colors I'm wondering about. Rainforest, reproduction, tadpoles, understory. Wow, we have a lot to learn. So, thanks for doing a picture walk with me. I'm wondering if the picture walk made you think of any questions. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. If it did, go ahead and write one or two of them down, maybe even 3. If you don't have any questions yet, don't worry, just wait. Maybe you'll learn some questions as we read. So go ahead and pause me, write down any questions you have right now. I know this is a super exciting topic, at least for me, so don't feel like you can only write down 1, 2, or 3. Write down as many as you have. When you're done writing down the questions, unpause the video and come on back. We're going to get started reading just a couple pages today. Okay, turn back to the first page. Let's read the first page. Flashy and fantastic. That's what rainforest frogs are. They aren't just green or brown like ordinary frogs. They can be blue or orange. They may have red stripes or bright pink bellies. Some are smaller than your thumb, and others are as big as kittens. They look different from frogs near your home, but in important ways, they are the same. Like all frogs, they have moist skin, big eyes, and long hind legs. The males croak to attract females, which then lay eggs without shells. The tropical rainforest is a very special place. It never freezes. Instead of summer and winter, the rainforest has a wet and a dry season. Even during the dry season, it often rains. The rainforest looks like a tropical garden. Plants grow everywhere, even on other plants. At the top of the rainforest is the canopy, where trees spread their leaves to gather sunlight. Below the canopy is the understory. The understory is made up of tree trunks, vines, and bushes. The forest floor is shaded by the plants above. So often, little grows there. Third graders, this is making me think of a question. I'm really wondering if rainforest frogs live in the canopy, which is the top of the rainforest, or in the understory. So I'm going to go ahead and I didn't write any questions down when you pause the video, so I'm going to write that as my first question. Do frogs, live on the canopy or in the understory? Yep, understory. That's the place where the tree trunks grow. The bottom, in other words. There's one question I have. I wonder if you're going to have a similar question. Many frogs live in the canopy and the understory. Look at that, third graders. My question was already answered. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a star by that so that when I come back, I'll know that that question was already answered. Very cool. And look, it was answered on page 6. So I'm going to put a star and the number 6. Well, it's actually called an asterisk. Stars are hard for me. So I'll write that and the page number so I know to come back to that page to answer my question. Very cool. Okay, many frogs live in the canopy and the understory. They may never come down to the ground. Their legs are long and thin for climbing from branch to branch. Their toes have wide, sticky tips. that help them cling to the branches and leaves. Other frogs spend their whole lives on the forest floor and never enter the water. They don't need to because the air is so wet. Only a few live in or near ponds or streams. All right, third graders, I hope that you are enjoying this book as much as I am. We will come back to reading more of it tomorrow. What your assignment is today is to make sure you have turned into your teacher by text or email this chart. This chart must include 3 what you already know, as well as 3 questions that you want to know. They could be questions that you wanted to know before we started reading the text, or questions that you want to know since we started. Feel free to use the question that I used for one of yours as an example, but then come up with at least 2 original questions. Again, feel free to put more than 3 questions if you have them. All right, third graders, can't wait to hear what you think about this book. Take care. Talk soon.